I was making videos trying to get booked for live events because you could get a DM on YouTube back then. I got 1 million subs in like 1 day.
Shut the hell up.
The last couple plays, a dude, I crossed him and he fell with no contact.
Yeah.
And then the next play, I crossed him and he like threw his shoulder out of the socket.
I tell you, that was viral as hell.
When I first seen it, I was like, who is that? Then you can see them all say,
Yeah.
it's perfection.
Well, how you feel these park takeovers went? Do you think anybody in our era right now would be able to mess with y'all?
Back then when we played, it was like a pro level. You're supposed to put on a show, but you gotta we gotta whoop their butt and put on a show.
Top 5 streetball players ever.
Top 5.
Your top 5.
Yeah, top 5 ever.
Don't be biased. All right, man, so we're back with another episode of Sessions with Frank Nitty. I have my co-host here for the day. We call him Gangsta Ro. Everybody know him as Ro. He gonna be helping me out today, but I wanna get into this introduction real quick because we have a myth, man, a legend, pioneer to basically, man, hooper and content creating. I feel like he made that lane for all of us. We saw him do it and we ran with it. A lot of y'all know him best from the Spider-Man series. I done seen him trash a bunch of people, man, but let me get straight to it. The Professor, man, street ball and one legend.
Hey, humble, bro. Thanks for having me on, man. Proud to be with you guys, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anything you want to get off your chest before we get started, man?
Oh, man, I'm just happy to be here with y'all, man.
Yeah,
that's it, man.
We vibing. How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, bro. Like I was telling him, he mentioned Cam Murray, and I'm like, that's my big bro.
Okay.
I got a picture with him. Yeah, bro.
No
I have a picture with him at the ball up. We was in, I want to say Northridge. Was it Northridge?
2011.
There was at Northridge. I got a picture with him. So I was so mad I couldn't find it, bro. I wanted to bring it today.
Yeah, you gotta find it.
I'm gonna find that, bro.
Yeah, Ball of Day, season 1, though, right?
Yeah, it was season 1. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like when it first was. He was trying to. I was fresh from college. I was like,
gotcha.
yeah, I was like my junior year in college, I believe.
Got you. Okay, so let's get over to the first question I got for you, man. Let's hear a little bit about your story. Tell us more about Grayson, man.
Yeah.
Who's that?
For sure. No. So I'm originally from Oregon, a small town called Kaiser, Oregon.
Okay.
Nobody's ever heard of it.
I was in the Northwest. I was up there.
You never been to Kaiser, though?
No.
I ain't never even heard of it, so you right, you got me there.
Yeah, you got me there.
It's near Salem, the capital. It's like halfway in between Eugene and Portland.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I grew up in Oregon. I started playing ball like 2 years old. My dad's passion for the game wore off onto me, and then playing all the way up through school, AAU and all that. And I was always an underdog, man. I always looked like I was like 10 years older than I am. So
Wait, you was one of those dudes with the beard in high school?
Look old?
No, sorry, 10 years older.
I'm like, wait, you had the beard in high school?
No.
Yeah.
No, not even.
All right, go ahead.
Not even. I'm always 10 years younger than that.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So, did I say older?
You said older. I was like,
Tripping, yeah, 10 years younger. So like by the time I got to junior year high school, I got cut from the varsity team, held back on JV. By the time I graduated high school, I finally had to transfer schools to play varsity. I had a good year. Then I tried to play community college. I got cut from 3 community colleges.
Oh, man.
Finally redshirted at 1. Then there were some injuries, so they threw me in the lineup. Played 3 minutes a game, but all the while, my whole childhood, all I did was ball. You know what I mean? I literally, all my hours not at school, not social life, not doing family events was all hoops. So when Anwan was hot at the time, and when he came around to Portland, Oregon, I just drove as a fan.
Yeah.
Literally drove as a fan. Like I was a fan of Anwan just as much as I was the league, if not more. And I really was just going to watch. I didn't feel like I belonged. I actually didn't even feel like I could belong with them, those guys.
Like me, man. You sound like me.
Bro, I can relate to your story though. You know,
Yeah,
I saw a clip of yours, you were talking about how like, you never thought you were good enough.
Nah, bro. And that plays such a big role in us as human beings.
Yeah.
Like, when you think you're not good enough, it's a lot of times we won't reach for the stars because we feel like we're not good
confidence.
enough. Yeah.
You feel like you don't belong.
100%.
Yeah, this is good. We should get into that too, because what happened, so in my whole run, it was very systemized basketball, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's all about how your coaches view you, right? How they're gonna use you and what they're gonna let you do. So if I cross somebody in my high school, and they went flying over there, because like I mastered the AI cross when I was like 4th grade.
You had that?
I had a trainer. Shout out to this dude, Rodney Howard. He was my trainer in 4th grade. I was picking up moves like within a week. You know what I'm saying? So I became known as like this little white kid with handles like early.
Okay, so your trainer, when you was in the 4th grade, you guys was working specifically on that, like
yeah, this is before, and nobody had trainers. That's the crazy thing. I remember
that's what I'm listening to. I didn't get a trainer until I was 28. So yeah, proceed, please.
That's one thing. I give a lot of credit to my parents because they had me in camps, clinics, and put me up with this trainer. And he was roommates with Gary Payton at Oregon State. Played at Oregon State. Okay. But he was great at just breaking down the footwork. So anything he showed me the in and out. You know what I'm saying? Showed me the AI cross. I had that Tim Hardaway. And I'm like, so I'm crossing adults, but I'm like this tall, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was actually crazy, but when it got into systemized basketball, like in the season, like they didn't trust it, they didn't like it, they felt like it was showing off because nobody really played that way there, you know what I mean? Like primarily all white, you know what I mean? Like they don't do ISOs and don't have primarily pick and roll offenses. We're doing motion and high low and 4-man, you know what I mean?
ISO ball.
Yeah, so I was always systemized, and then I felt like I would always kill and pick up and play street ball, but then when it got into conventional, I just wasn't as good. So I started, just like you, I started to believe like maybe at conventional, where the way the big dogs play, I don't fit in. Yeah. But then it's like after my freshman year in college, I don't know what happened, but I started getting a little more physical on defense. That was always my biggest setback, looking so young, being timid. Yeah. So I got a little more physical on defense. I hit the weights, and then like this, I was like better than my teammates. Like we're playing open gym, after that freshman year, I'm running court. Like all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, it kind of clicked for me. And then I go try out. The timing was crazy. I just go try out for N1, and I just thought I was getting lucky the whole time. You know what I mean?
You wasn't getting lucky though.
No, I thought that though. I'm thinking like I'm pulling off.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
It wasn't luck.
No, but I'm thinking I'm pulling off stuff. I'm like, I'd never pull that off. And then I'm thinking,
game winner.
Maybe they were chilling. Maybe they weren't trying as hard. I don't know.
Nah, it get like that, and I'm gonna piggyback off that because a lot of my Drew stint was like that, man. It was like the more I put into work, the more I was like, damn, these dudes really can't guard me. Yeah. And then like I'm a defensive player, so when I'm guarding the best guys, like I went 6-7 summers straight guarding like the best NBA guys and stuff like that. They having rough nights. So before off night was off night, I gave a few guys off nights. Right. So like I started to see like, I can kind of hang with them, and at that time I'm still working my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Like, at my age, I'm 27, 28. I can't just get my stability up to go chase a dream because everybody think I'm good at it. Yeah. So I hear what you're saying on that. That's huge. I do want to go back before we get into the N1 stuff. Sure. Okay, so I do want to go back to JUCO days, man. Or even. Because we got a lot of people, I know it's a lot of viewers that hoop, that experience this, and that's gonna experience this. Being cut that many times, being demoted, demoralized, basically everybody telling you can't hoop, bro. Like, speak a little bit about how you kept going and how that changed your projection on that.
I always played with a bunch of people who probably I was better than, who I could get my confidence up with, but then like when I go play at college or open gym at the JUCO, you're playing with like recruits and stuff like that. So it'd be like a higher level. So I think it's good to play against all levels of competition, right? Play against people you can get your confidence up against, or your level or below. Yeah. And then play against people who are above your level also. So I think that was important because whenever I get cut or not be doing good, I'm still playing pickup a lot. I'm having fun doing that. And then just staying with it. I just love the game. I didn't love nothing else. So I always stuck with it. And I think that's a big part of it too. Like whoever sticks with things the longest sometimes succeed.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
You just didn't quit. You just didn't quit.
Like,
Great nip. And that's so familiar to me because when I was working my 9 to 5, people were pissed that I was playing in adult leagues. Because adult leagues, everybody getting off work. They're not trying to deal with
trying to get a swing.
Nitty at the adult league, bro.
Right. That's the worst.
Yeah, so, and back then, like, nothing hurt on my body. So I'm in here ducking on people.
Crazy.
Going crazy, bro.
No, it was bad.
Bro, we done been to a couple leagues where I got kicked out of the league, man.
Yeah, y'all
they said I can't come back. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, so like it was that bad.
People nightmares.
People want to get off of work and don't want to come deal with that.
Right, right.
So play with people that play like us.
Sure. And the people who play like us were going to get the bag. They was here, they was there, they was just higher up. So like the love for the game kept me going. That and I didn't want to get fat. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Stay in shape.
Yeah, I don't like working out. I don't like treadmills. I don't like none of that stuff, bro. It's like the only way for me to stay in shape was to hoop. Yeah. And I was like, that's and they say like there's no shape better than basketball shape.
Going back to your college. Did you ever go see any of them teams that cut you? Did you ever get to catch them on the court?
We played them.
Yeah,
they were all in that NWAC.
The NWAC.
The league up there. Yeah, we played them. I got a little burned, but we got beat. You know what I'm saying?
So you didn't get that
Get back. He's like,
oh, that's my favorite. Because there was a few schools that did me like that.
Yeah.
Citrus, Mount Sac, I'm from that area. And they didn't want me. Coming out of high school, I was pretty good in high school. They didn't want me.
Really?
I go to another school a little further out.
Dang.
Cooked them every time I seen them.
Dang, that's a good look. I was wanting that get back, but it's hard because I only played like a few minutes. So one of them, they blew us out. I went in with 3 minutes left. They dunked on us. The other one, I actually played 10. I played like 10 or 12 minutes, but they gamed us with a buzzer beater.
Oh, no.
I know, it's cold. It's cold.
I got my own story for that too. So obviously out of high school, I wasn't that good, but I was good enough to be on the JUCO team. Okay. And I played at Irvine Valley College. Okay. And I'll never remember the coach, Jerry Hernandez. Jerry.
Oh dang! Anyway, still beef.
I'll never let it go, bro. I'll never let it go. I don't care. He sat me, bro, the whole year. All I did was play like a couple minutes a game, bro. And I was talented enough to play on that JUCO team, bro. But it's not to say. So my assistant coach who picked me up from high school, or the assistant coach that picked me up from high school to go to IVC, got the head coaching job at Saddleback. Mm-hmm. You know, we in the same conference. You had to go to work. That get back them up. Ain't it with that
Y'all
song?
won state that year?
No, we didn't win. We lost in a state championship.
Yeah.
So I ended up being MVP of the whole conference. Damn. I'm pretty sure I averaged the most points, rebounds, and almost the most assists. A couple months later.
You ever had a convo with dude?
Nope, I don't want to talk. He saw it live in effect, and I made sure when we played him, y'all know how I talk. Talking greasy the whole time. Hey, my coach, who was an assistant coach and now the head coach, loves it. So like now I went from somebody who hates it and hates me to somebody who loves me, and it's just letting me flourish. And now I'm basically just a whole different player. Yeah. And I know for him to see that was like, damn, I really had him sitting on the bench. It was one of those things like what's understood don't need to be explained. Sure. So
it's all about how you're portrayed and how you're looked at by your coaches. So it's a big thing.
That's right?
I'm a big fan of transferring. Like I transferred my senior year of high school, got second team all state, wouldn't even have played varsity at the other school.
That's how
so like
situations.
You might have to move around.
Yeah. One thing I say that all the time. That's my favorite thing. He says basketball is so situational. I talked about it the podcast with Deb. I was happy for Hezzy because he got in a perfect situation in the Big Three. Went crazy.
Went crazy. I saw that.
If he was there the whole year, he would have probably had the MVP. That's how crazy
I know.
He was going. Because when nobody know you too, like, and they think you can't hoop, that's the best thing ever. Going into the
you got no expectations? Oh man. Miss those days.
And listen, I loved it for him because he had, for a couple games, he had no coach, and Isaiah Briscoe was gone. I loved it for him.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody loves to come and ask me, bro, has he really hoop? I tell him, Hezzy's a bucket, bro. He can really score that basket. He can play, bro. And people don't believe me. So, like, I was
like, why is everybody questioning everything?
It's because
it never ends, right?
How Hezzy be carrying himself on the court.
Yeah.
So it's not like people will, I have conversations, me and Hezzy, we go back. Oh, yeah. Like, so people will come up to me and, man, you better, and I'm like, y'all don't get it. Like, you're seeing how he acts on the court, and it's off-putting to y'all. Like, man, I don't like him on, but you can't stop what he's doing either.
Nah, you can't.
You cannot stop what he's doing.
I love it.
I already tell. I saw him play once or twice, but I can tell.
Let's go back to N1 really quick, man. Talk a little bit about that, your experience in that.
N1.
Tell me realistically, how many of those guys do you think could have played the NBA? So talk a little bit about N1, and then tell me, obviously Rayford.
Yeah, I think it has a bad rap. I saw it the other day. I commented on, I don't know if you guys saw
it. Why they be hey, NBA dudes, I love y'all, but stop on us, because we done gave a few of y'all
beef right now, streetballer.
It ain't no beef. I love y'all because y'all talented and we have never stepped on y'all toes, but we done gave y'all some problems at a couple runs, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like, there was that ESPN doc. I wasn't on it. It was about the beginning of N1, the ESPN doc. There was two docs that came out the same year. ESPN, there's a Netflix one, but the ESPN one I wasn't on, but they had like NBA players saying like players were a joke and then couldn't make the league.
None of us couldn't like mess with them.
Yeah, and I think honestly, I just felt like I wouldn't even argue that like dudes weren't gonna make the league back then, right? I wouldn't argue that, but like guys had NBA talent, and then like the style of play that we did play was like genius though. It couldn't have been duplicated. Like there was no hot sauces in the NBA.
No.
There's no professors. There's no skip to my lose. They could have did it that way and it was genius, and it carved out a niche in basketball. So I just felt like that video that went out with Kyrie, we don't really know how the questions were pitted, because I feel like the questions was more like, you think they could play with you? So it made it personal.
Exactly.
So I think they were fighting back like that, because Lou Williams would say AO's favorite player, but if you saw how he was answering, you never know with the doc how it's portrayed, how it's spun, right?
Yeah.
So I think that was a little bit unfair, and I just thought like, instead of saying like, oh, this was a genius, amazing style of ball that these guys did for years and it changed the whole game, it said like, oh, these dudes were bums, they couldn't make the league. It was just a bad narrative, because my argument is never like, they should have been in the league. I wouldn't say that, but I would say like, a handful of dudes had NBA talent. You know what I mean? I would say like, Ali Mo.
That was recipe. That's my favorite streetball ever.
Yeah,
Ali Mo.
AO was regarded as one of the, when we were on the team, like the best. Yeah, like Ali Mo, AO. They used to go at it too.
Man, Ali Mo.
Prime Objective went to camp with 2 teams. He was only on the N1 2 years, so people don't really know him as an N1 player. Prime Objective, but. Maine and them were good too. Like Maine played like Charles Barkley.
I didn't think Maine was.
Bro, he's nice though, but he's just like, if you see him, it's like wider than Ron Artest. You know what I'm saying? Like his hands is like he's like a gorilla, bro. It's like,
I always say that, but like NBA players, you can always tell like are just like talented people. You can tell their bodies are different.
Yeah.
Like Kawhi's hands and like Bron's size. Like people just aren't built that way. So like SGA. I don't think people realize SGA like 6'7", 6'8". So it's something crazy. He's tall, and he make everything look something. They don't look normal.
They're not normal.
Yeah, but I get props. Even like Sick with it. Who was the MVP of the Drew League? He was MVP of the Drew League back in the day. Even Baby Shaq, like Baby Shaq's on 6'2".
I thought he was
but like there's NBA dudes that couldn't stick him. Like if you were in a street ball run. So that's the thing. Like. We thrived in the street ball where some NBA players couldn't thrive over there either. So I just felt like that whole narrative was just unfair overall.
I agree.
But I think a lot of dudes had NBA talent, but maybe didn't have the full package to like
put it together.
Yeah, and they weren't in front of the right people. They didn't view the grind right. Like even myself, right? I made it to the CBA, which was like the old G League. And when I was in the CBA, when I look about how I went about trying to make it, because I was still trying to make the NBA until I was like 25 or 26. I did all the wrong plays, like trained with the wrong people, didn't have the right agent, wrong circle of people that I'm hanging with day in and day out, not lifting like I'm supposed to, not training, you know what I mean? Like if I would have been with some mentors, some people that already been there, because I started training with this dude, Mike Pemberthy, like in
I don't know him.
He's from here, OC guy. I think.
Yeah, he's with Denver right now. He was with the Lakers, player development.
He went to Modern Day High School, I think.
No, he went to
Gonzaga.
He's from like Fresno, but he played at Masters College. We played with the Lakers. He played with Kobe and Shaq.
Wow.
But I started training with him 2012, and I was like, dang, if I were training with dude when I was 18, bro, it could have been a real opportunity. But I was just too immature, too green, too. So not everybody's has the full package.
And I feel like a lot of that is important because like. Your success is really built from how much work you put in early. And I don't think a lot of people realize that.
Early.
And like I was...
in perspective.
I was in Oregon with Mike James, and he had Nazir from the Blazers at the time. I don't know where he plays at now.
Nazir Little?
Yeah.
Okay.
He had him over there, and he was telling us, man, he was in a gym in high school. He would wake up at 5 a.m. to go, like, before school opened, and, like, bro, I was in bed, bro.
5 a.m.?
You woke up at 5 a.m. to get your work in and, like, get better.
It's that mama.
Bro, and then by the time you got a whole day of school now, and then after school you got practice, and then he go to practice for a long time. Then he stay after practice. I said, oh, yeah, you meant for the NBA at that point. You gearing yourself up, like, preparation is everything. And I feel like he went through those perfect avenues to make sure he could, like, give himself the best shot. Granted, he is 6'6".
That's having
like, leave no base uncovered though, right?
Like having the right people,
maximize your work ethic
early in your life, telling you, look, this is how you got to move, this is how you got to be. Like
that's why I feel like Kobe, right? He maximized his work. He couldn't have trained harder. Couldn't have studied the game harder. Couldn't have been more focused.
He wasn't gonna let it be an excuse on why it was. You know what I'm saying? I did everything I possibly could.
100%. And then obviously. I want to talk a little bit more since we're on the N1 scene, street basketball scene. How you one of the big dogs in this street ball. How you feel these park takeovers going? How you feel about those? Talk a little bit about these park takeovers that everybody's doing, not just ballers like not just us. Everybody doing them, man. I think Nas just did one in Puerto Rico, and they had like 3,000 people out there. But go ahead.
I think it's fire, bro. Yeah. I mean, it's as much of a bring back from N1 that you could have. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think everybody, like the older crowd unfairly compares it to N1, right? Like they unfairly, they ain't the same order, but it's different because think about it. There was only like 50 channels back in the day. N1 was on like 50 times a week. So the anticipation for those moves, and it was the first time seeing a lot of those, a lot of the style of playing the moves. So the anticipation, the crowd hype was on like another level, and the excitement. So,
but I was kind of lucky with that.
What?
People didn't have like social media to see everything already. You had to come to the show.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easier to get people to a live event.
Yeah.
But no, I love it. I mean, you know, for me and YouTube, I was doing it like, cause I was trying to recreate N1 on my YouTube channel when I was on YouTube in like 06. I had editors like putting videos up. Then when AdSense became, I made my own channel like 2009, right around Alberto taught me to edit. This dude Alberto, shout out to Alberto, man. Alberto Entertainment's his YouTube
Was
channel.
that you in the driveway?
What?
The videos you talking about?
What?
You like dribbling in the driveway? I seen it like videos. You was like young in the driveway.
Okay, maybe, I don't know.
He probably done put up so much.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, but anyway, I met Matt Eric, owners of Ballislife, around that same time. But I started my own channel because AdSense became a thing.
Yeah.
And then I was making videos trying to get booked for live events because you could get a DM on YouTube back then. So I was trying to get booked, and then went viral like 2013, and then I got 1 million subs in like one day.
Shut the hell up.
Spider-Man basketball episode 1. 1 million subs.
That's what I tell you.
Yeah.
I tell you, that shit was viral as hell.
When I first seen it, I was like, who is that? Then you could see them all say,
it's
professional.
Yeah, and then Trash Talk, like shortly some time after that, I did a Trash Talk vid, but I put a story around it because people always, they get on me like, oh, he ain't playing no competition, you know what I'm saying?
That's their favorite go. YouTube, listen, y'all the most toxic environment I've ever seen.
So
man.
bad.
Just let us be happy and successful, man. They always got, you can be LeBron James. They gonna tell you he don't use his left hand enough.
I know, right?
Like, what, bro? Go ahead, my bad.
I know. No, you good though. You're right though. So I put a story around it, like to say why I would play like this heavy set dude. I put a story around this video, this Trash Talk video. But with the last couple plays, the dude, I crossed him and he fell with no contact.
Yeah.
And then the next play, I crossed him and like threw his shoulder out of the socket. And I put a story around how that game came up.
Yeah.
My thumbnail was a perfect ankle break. I did everything right. The title had a number. It was like for $100 or something like that.
Yeah.
And that was my second video that had like a huge viral spike. It was my biggest video today on the channel. And so that was kind of, it wasn't a park takeover. It was like me and my homies went to Laguna. We played, it kind of, right? But I know now it's like 5-on-5 as park takeovers, but I love it, man. I love people kind of bringing street ball back into the fold today as much as it can be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Would you hold something like that?
What, like a park takeover?
Because I know you're big one-on-one. Y'all, like, that's what you do.
Well,
would you hold something like that?
Yeah, I would for sure. And I've done 5s before, I guess. I started doing half court because, like, as you get older, it's less miles in your body. But also,
smart man.
But also in the content era, though, like half court's awesome because, like, you get the ball over and over and over. Like 5-on-5, you never know how it goes. You play with some dude shooting
Half court get real,
man.
You let somebody be face guarding you, foul. You know what I mean? Like in the half court, you can control a lot. You leave the day with 37 highlights. I got 37 TikTok. I got this many IGs. I got the shorts and the YouTube video gonna go crazy. So it's a much more highlight-filled video. That's the reason I went away from 5s. And easier to find, right? It's hard to find a 5-on-5.
Hell yeah.
So I did that. That had nothing to do with it's built for YouTube, and people like the smoke of like one-on-one
Yeah, people love
matchups. But no, I love 5-on-5. So yeah, would I host it? For sure. I've played with all type of ideas, but I always tend to do that because you know how it is. Now we have to make our money with campaigns because viewership is hard to keep up with the AdSense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you need to turn in a video in a week and a half. It's like organizing a 5-on-5. This is a big production. And so for mine, it's better to try to get a crowd and play a few people. It's half court.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Got you. So while we talking about that, obviously you're the top dog. You grabbed your 5 N1 players. Do you think anybody in our era right now will be able to mess with y'all?
Oh, on N1? Yeah, because a lot of the dudes, I think in the YouTube, I say they were not on that level, right? Like,
oh, I see what you're saying. We're so much more.
Yeah, well, I think like the YouTube space is like they're all good hoopers and great. They have an audience and it's awesome, right? If you're not hurting nobody, you can inspire, have an audience. I think it's great. It's not morally wrong. Like some basketball elites, I feel like they think basketball is like moral. Like if you ain't doing it at the highest how they do it, then it's like bad. You know what I mean? It's always been like that. Even people used to say and like circus basketball bad for the gay or whatever. Yeah. So I don't think that at all. I'm not an elitist when it comes to like basketball stuff. So I think it's all dope. But I do think like the comp back then when we played, it was like a pro level. It wasn't maybe not NBA. It was definitely we were playing overseas hoopers. Like our games were versus overseas hoopers and people who tried out that day. But it's like 5 to 7 guys with a contract to play like 5 to 10 games. They're all overseas, D2, D1, D3 overseas players with guys who tried out that day who were the best in that city who they'd invite out. And so, but we still put on a show or play like a D2 overseas team. We got to whoop their butt and put on a show.
Yeah, which is hard.
So I think like the best of today, like, you know, you, Hezzy, Ty Glover was a body bag. Yeah. And I don't even know them all, to be honest. There's so many, the ecosystem of like, I find another social influencer hooper every other day. I've never even seen them. I have a huge following. I'll be like, dang.
You know why I know them all? Because they put all of them against me every time
you in
they
it.
come out.
You're in the smoke.
Listen, Frank is the gatekeeper.
Bro, I don't want to be. You can have
be a part of this street ball. You gotta go through Nitty.
But that's dope though. I think like, and like, that's a hard life to live though, because like that's what my whole career was. And one through ball up, it was always a proving.
Next question too.
Testing and a proving ground. You know what I mean? It's like you're supposed to put on a show, but you gotta like. It's just it's a heavy lift all the time.
You gotta be good. It's like.
And I feel like the odds are always stacked against me. Like even with the lineup and how much time you get, because we were always playing an all-star game, right? Like everybody on there nice. You might only get 10 minutes a game, or sometimes who knows how it goes. You know what I mean? So. Now with the YouTube era, that's why I don't do like the one-on-one. I'm not in the proving ground phase. You know what I mean? I don't go to the Drew League. I'm not doing the leagues because then, like, you want a brand. I'm just trying to be an inspiration, impactful for the kids and stuff like more. This season of my life.
And the time we're in right now is tear down.
Everything's tear down.
They're going to be little and tear. You can have one off game. Oh man! Listen, I had a couple off games in the Creators All-Star. Boy, I ain't heard the rest of it. I don't even look at the comments no more. I say, y'all crazy, bro. Like, and they don't care what you're going through. No. They don't care that we had to sit 1 or 2 games at 35 and I'm going to get to everybody that's 25. They don't care about none of that. No. All they care about is you want the Frank Nitty that we saw 10 years ago. Wait a minute, like, can you just stall me out for a second? Let me enjoy hoop.
Look, it's like me on your half-court grind, bro.
Man, listen, I'm about to start. I'm about to start, man. I've been running some 3s and 2s and stuff like that.
Get a collab in, man.
Yeah, for real. I'm with it, man. Let's do it. I like this out of there.
Before you hop on to the next question, can you both talk about the ebbs and flows of, like, and one, you guys did, like, your version of Park Takeovers was Crash Court.
Yeah.
And you guys would do it at different programs and different leagues. When you would show up to those and you're playing, what about when you're hurt? How are you still playing? I've been on like a trip with him one time where we're coming back from Fresno and somebody hit him in the quad and the whole ride, he's like, I don't know if I'm going to play. But then he gets there and he sees the crowd.
Got turn up.
Man, listen,
Bro, I tell him that all the time.
I go through it with him too.
Because when we'll start a game and Frank is on his, man, like today y'all got it. Like y'all got it.
I will say that.
He'll be like, he'll be tying shoes. And I look, I'm like, Frank, you ready? He's like, bro, this you today. And I'm like, all right, until we start that game. As soon as the tip off,
turns up.
Whole different person from when I just talked to 5 minutes ago.
Sometimes you just gotta feel it.
Yeah.
You don't know. A lot of it be adrenaline sometimes. Like when I got out the van that day for the game that Matt was talking about, it was like I didn't want to let the fans down. So like sometimes like you'll go to something and then the atmosphere ain't there, the feeling ain't there, and like you don't want to put your body through that if that feeling ain't there. But your body like is strong. A lot of people don't realize we're so much stronger. A lot of people say I don't get tired. He one of them. I have a third win.
I've never seen
him get tired.
I have a third win. A lot of people don't realize when you push past the second win, you have to like willingly push past it though. Like to the point where you're about to pass the fuck out.
Right.
I've done that countless times, bro. Like we were down 19 in the G League playoffs last year in the semifinals versus Harrison Barnes.
Like a good team to where 19 down?
I went for 15 straight. 12 of them was on Harrison. 12 of them was on.
I might have seen it though. I might have seen it.
But I'm not saying that to belittle Harrison. He's a great NBA player. I'll take nothing from him. But I'm just saying that I pushed past how tired I was. Because like I was getting denied. I was getting like overhelped on. They were leaving people. Like there was so much going on that like I taught myself how to push past that basic barrier of I'm just human. Like now I feel like I'm more than. So like I taught myself that, and that goes to show what he was talking about. Like anytime I feel like that moment is there, I'm like, I'm not tired, I'm not hurt. I can turn it off. Like now, am I gonna regret this in 20? Oh, you right, I regret it in 20 years.
Yeah.
But right
maybe
now,
the next day.
Right. No, I feel it the next day all the time. But again, I still was able to like figure out how to push past that normal pain and like put on a show for your crowd, your fans, people who come to support. Because without them, without YouTube, without all these guys blowing our names up, who would we be? So like that's
I respect that.
Yeah, that's what I tell people all the time, bro. I take as many pictures. I will take pictures for 2 hours straight. Because at the end of the day, I wouldn't be here without them. So that's where I come from in that space. Like I'm always like go all out for them.
I love that, bro. Yeah. I try to do that too with fans. Like I always try to be available as much as I can.
It means a lot.
You're not always in the mood for it.
Nah,
sometimes be exhausted. But my homies know. But like, But yeah, I think who would you be without the fans? But to what you were saying, with the injuries and all that, a lot of my and one ball up, I'm injured, always injured, but you got to continue to play. They actually wouldn't let us sit out unless we physically couldn't play. So like I would have to get out there with a partial tear, partial pull, whatever.
Damn.
Until we couldn't go. But a lot of times you just kind of like nut up and just get it done. But like you said, adrenaline sometimes take over and you forget you're injured. Then after the game, you're like, I am injured.
Yeah, bro.
So I can relate.
All right, so obviously I want to talk about the ball up. That carried the scene for a bit. How different was that from and one? And, you know, how that helped you?
Oh, I think it was ball up was way different than and one. I think with and one, like I said, we had that momentum from the TV show and the mixtapes.
The mixtapes was crazy.
Everything the OGs
used to be
built.
there. Foot Locker.
I
only want the shoes. Give me the tape.
I know. Everything they built, the OGs and everybody built, like it was already, the audience anticipation was crazy. So with Ball Up, we're trying to bring it back to the forefront. We didn't really know what to expect, you know what I mean? Like I remember thinking like, is it gonna be a big reception? Because I remember during those times, I could walk around and not be recognized.
Damn.
People think that's crazy today. Like
it is.
Yeah, well,
I still had an audience.
You had a good,
but not what it was, right? When you're like mainstream to mid, I don't know how to classify it, right? It's hard to say. Like I felt the difference. I remember I went to a UCLA game and I only got recognized by one person, and they couldn't even name me. They were like,
man, you the
they asked me. I remember they go, don't you play at some tournament on TV? Some tournament
crazy
on TV. And one dude recognized me. So I remember that was different. That was like late 2009, because in 2008, and one had ended. But remember, before social, I had MySpace and Facebook. I'd have a mass following though. They forget, you know what I mean? It was different. So you could like lose your relevancy fast. Yeah. So now that's not the whole world, right? That's not everybody in LA. So there is a name, and you might look different that day, right? Wear a hat or whatever. So when it came back to Ball Up, it was successful at CSUN, but I think that Ball Up kind of missed the wave of like just social media. You know what I mean? Because everything was changing.
Just barely.
They had Ballislife on it, but they should have been doing everything. You know what I'm saying? Like you could argue, should have been a partnership where it was all balls. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what the inner workings were, but it wasn't out there enough. And then like there was a show on Fox Sports, but nobody watched Fox Sports unless you're watching hunting or like the Clipper game or the Laker game. Yeah. So I think it was just a different time, and maybe it was too early for a resurgence, but I feel like if it was online and we were doing it like if it was a version of Ballislife, but let's say it was all street ball, I think it could have went crazy. And actually I feel like it was an amazing idea. We had amazing events. They just weren't covered right. You know what I'm saying? And then it was shot too corporate. It was like too NBA. He was trying to, I remember the streets were like bad at a certain point when and one ended, and They were trying to take the street out of Iverson. Remember that crossover was a carry and then the dress code?
Yeah. They put the
wave with his braids too. That issue with his braids.
Yeah, the wave of entertainment was that streets is actually not corporate friendly, so we're trying to go corporate. So I think like the owner of Ball Up, it wasn't even his fault, but like that was his view, was like we need to corporatize street ball because we know the play is there. But I think it was the wrong.
I was going to say that he was just
who we talking about? That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, it sounded like he was just trying to do what was best for the brand, and sometimes what's best for the brand is letting the brand be the brand.
I think so too. Yeah. And then, you know, in hindsight, it's 2020. We didn't know. I knew, like, my YouTube blew up while I was on Ball Up. I started making 3 times as much money from YouTube as I was from my contract, my endorsement deal with
for sure.
thing. So it almost was like a conflict. It almost didn't even make any sense. I couldn't even be a YouTuber until about 2016 when Ball Up and all that ended.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I think it just, you know, the changing of the tide with the marketing, we didn't hop on that digital wave as much. And then I think as it kept going, they changed it 2 or 3 times. And next thing you know, it was like guys were past the prime, way past. That was another thing too. I think the players, it was like the 4th quarter for a lot of those players, like being jaw dropping, like their performance being jaw dropping was kind of a little bit past. Not that they weren't still good, but like with Anwan, it was like the greatest game you've ever seen, and we won by 20. It was like amazing. You leave there amazed. With this one, some of the games were close, even though you get a lot of crazy plays, but it just didn't feel the same.
Gotcha. Y'all didn't feel like it didn't have that superstar aspect to it. Like,
I mean, but some of the games did though. Like some of them were lit. Like some of the games we played in New York, we did sold out like St. John's 2 or 3 times. It was like amazing games. We were like New York and Harlem, and a city college was fire. So I feel like if they were captured a lot more like Anwan, more like at the court level, it could have been insane. And if you did more BTS around that, but it's hard to say, you know.
I got you. Okay, since we're talking about obviously the revenue stream you created in the YouTube space, and that started the conflict, talk a little bit about, man, how you made your living, or how people can make a living without hitting the NBA as athletes. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't realize we're brands.
Totally, and how we actually make a living. Yeah, because I think like that's the thing now with digital is like people do so many things, like you only catch a glimpse of everything. Like even you, right? Like I've seen a ton of like IG highlights, the street Ballislife videos I choose to watch, but how many have I actually watched of all of them, right? Probably like a 4th. Even though you could say, hey, I'm a fan of this dude, right? I'm a fan. But it's like how much, you know what I mean? Even like I watch King Batch videos, right? Like he's mad fun, but how much, I probably only see half of everything he does. So I think people, like, they don't see, like, maybe some of the campaigns and, like appearances. So the way my main revenue stream actually is changing right now. It used to be just, like, AdSense on YouTube, like, from the viewership. That's what happened for me in 2013. Is like, my YouTube channel blew up. Now what that's paying per month, just based off the viewership, was, like, my main source, like, highest source of income. And then now it's changed to where campaigns are actually my top thing. So like an ad on my YouTube videos, a sponsored post on IG or TikTok, a couple of stories. It'll be like a flat rate. You know, a company will come and they'll say, hey, we want 30 seconds in your YouTube vid, 2 IG in feeds, and then 2 stories and a tweet. It'll be like a full package deal. So you want as many of those campaigns as you can. And that's what makes it hard sometimes. Like you want to meet all these deadlines, but you want to still make hot content for the channel. Don't just make it all ads.
I know.
So that's the conflict I have. It's always hard balancing.
And I haven't even dabbled in it, bro. Like I've done it a few times, but sometimes it just doesn't generate with what your followers are used to seeing. So now you're having that torn, like, they don't fuck with this. But like you still got to make a living. So it's really like, and a lot of people ask me, I get a lot of young guys who be like, Frank, take money away. Like, how are you doing so many different things? And my thing is, I just try to tell guys, like, if you want to do it, show you can do it. So like with modeling, that's like my biggest thing the last 2 years.
Oh, that's fire. Okay.
That's
how you make your main source of income.
That's my second main source of income. But it just depends on the month, to be honest with you. That's how crazy.
Entertainment, man.
Come on, man. So that's just how it is.
Talk to the audience.
Some months it'd be one job paying anywhere from $7,500 to $15,000 for a 20-second commercial. So like something like that. Like I just shot a commercial with Rui Hachimura. I can't say what it is, but I just shot a commercial that's coming out.
Congrats.
Paid great money.
Let's go.
So it just depends on what month it is and what you're doing. But little stuff like that is like huge. And then like on top of that, like I'm still doing like castings for different gigs. Then on top of that, I'm still doing modeling for Jordan Brand, Nike.
Fire.
And then that doesn't even incorporate like the same thing you're talking about with like IG and stuff like that. When people get to ask you, okay, we want 1 feed in post, 2 story posts. Once you get to all that, now you just got one big pot. As long as you keep working, the pot just adds up at the end of it. Especially because most brands pay you net 30 for the most part.
Right.
Most like big brands, and then you have your normal income that's gonna pay you regularly. But a lot of that is just like having different talents. Just try it. A lot of people are so stuck in, my friends don't think this corny, so I don't want to do it. That you think it's corny, you think I'm as corny as you want.
You gotta do what works, you know. I think like I think as I got older and more in entertainment, you gotta be more vulnerable, right? Like during the N1 era, I never would have did a cosplay video. My teammates and everybody who's in my ecosystem at that time would have clowned hard, right?
What you doing, bro?
But you know, like you gotta lay down your cool, and I think that's a lot of people who start up YouTube or social media. They ask me about it. What do they think? I think you should just start it off and you do it how you want, but you'll learn that usually how you do it, how you want to do it, isn't fully like what the audience will embrace. Right. So you got to go at least half what they want, some percentage what they want, and some percentage what you want, and meet in the middle somewhere. Because if you're gonna do it for a long time, you got to like it. Right. You can't not like it, but you're gonna have to tweak it to where they like it. Yeah. That's what I found. So like the way I do YouTube now, I like it, but it's like stuff they like too.
That's smart.
So yeah, to summarize though, AdSense on viewership, campaigns, appearances, podcasts. Yours is I never even thought about like modeling. Some people got acting gigs. So it's a little bit of everything, and everybody's a little bit different, but for me, that's what it is. It's campaigns, appearances, AdSense, and then like one-off things here and there. I'm starting a dribbling program.
Yeah. Oh, how you like that?
It's coming up. It's like a month away from dropping, but.
Okay, hell yeah. I like that. Let's go.
Game, teaching handles.
How did you come up with that? How'd you come up with the spider? Like, what made you say, let me put on this Spider-Man costume and go start cooking people?
My homie was more genius. My homie actually came up with the idea. My homie, Robert Monroe, he's a genius, bro. He's come up with a lot of great ideas for my channel. But 2013, he was like, man, you never tried to go viral? Like, you never... He's like, because a couple of my vids had over 500,000.
Right.
Damn.
And I was like, cool. I didn't know what to think of it. I also was thinking of it wrong because like we were mainstream with A1, and I know now I'm not mainstream. I don't know if we like B-list, C-list, D-list. I don't know where we at, but it wasn't like it was. So when I saw 300,000, I'm not really know what to think.
Right.
So I'm looking at it wrong. But he's like, bro, you could go viral. This could be crazy. You know what I mean? So he came up with that idea. He's like, dress as a superhero. We go prank a bunch of people. And then we did Spider-Man because it covered every part of the body.
Right.
And we just did that first video, bro. I was only out there for like 25 minutes, man. Just played a bunch of people.
You might have been the first to ever do that.
Yeah.
100%.
I think you might have been the first to
and
ever
then
put
after
on a
we did it,
and play basketball.
for sure. Yeah. No, I wasn't out there before.
Now,
but then mad people did cosplay in general. There was like with the ghetto Spider-Man. He's a dancer. There's like
there was a dancing dude.
A lot of people follow
it.
Bro, I swear.
Bro, it came after that because cosplay was actually really big online, but not that many people made the replica costumes, and then not that many people like did it for a living online.
Yeah.
So he came with that idea. It was genius because it was prank, it was jaw drop, it's sports, it was cosplay. It was like 5 things in one.
Yeah.
We didn't even know. I just thought I thought like it was gonna do good, but I just thought it'd be funny.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
You no idea he was gonna pioneer a whole
that shit blew up
like crazy, man. You had everybody doing a little bit of everything with that. So shout out to that, man. Next thing I want to go over to. Next thing I want to talk about is talk to me about the lessons you learned from being a hooper and a content creator. Like it's 2 different people. People realize that. It's 2 totally different people. Talk to me a little bit about those lessons. And
I think at first, like I was saying, the way I wanted to do social media was just like N1, right? Just put up my highlights. Everything's a highlight tape, and then we strive to get newer moves and better performances, and then just go from there. And then like you realize like that's kind of monotonous over time, right? You can't just put out a highlight compilation every time, and then it morphed to like one-on-ones to keep the score, and then it morphed to oh, the cosplay thing, that's crazy. So let's go into our bag there. And then it was like trash. Oh, we gotta tell stories.
Yeah.
Like, oh, story. And then it got morphed. And then now today it's like full on production. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the only way I'll do it. Not only way, but for the most part, it's gonna be at least loose production, like full on. So I think as time went on, now I'm like more of an entertainer than I am a hooper, probably.
That's
like,
what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, but you have to be, because like I'd love to practice 3 times a week and be in gym and run, but like you can't. If you're trying to do this at the highest level, there's only so much time. You can't really full time be a ball player. You know what I mean? Like you got to get on your grind, because the business will always tell you what you should be doing. You want to go to new levels and all that. Right. So I still work out as much as I can and rehab and all that. Like you know, but. Yeah, like I had to like really get into my production bag and like figure out how to do cameras and DSLRs, how to run a set and all that. So a lot to learn.
It's crazy what we teach ourselves to keep going, because like I was the same way. Like when I had to get into modeling and I got into like Get Ready With Me, and then brands started sending me their clothes.
That's dope.
They sent me free clothes to promote for them and paid me for it. I said, oh, this is genius.
This is what I
love
this.
I love this. What? I don't gotta go buy anything. So like, I feel like people don't realize one of the best things. I forgot who told me it. It was a content creator, but they said our lives is content. Like you wake up. Yeah. The only difference from a person that's a content creator and that's not is they don't film their everyday life. When you wake up, you gonna put something on to wear today. That's a Get Ready With Me video. Yeah. When you get in the car, that's a vlog video. When you eat something, that's another. Like everything can be a video. It's just all about like people got to get over that fear of, oh, like somebody's watching, or they gonna think this is corny. Like we have like, especially in my culture, I'm a victim of that. Yeah. And I ain't doing it because the homies.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a victim.
You got the wrong homies too.
That part.
That's another thing.
That part, bro.
That be our conversation too. Frank be like, bro,
all the time.
Why are you still over there with them? Like,
I say it all the time. So I try to bring like as many of my homies as I can with me, just to show them different like ways to like get through life. Like we can't keep. We call it crab in a barrel where I'm from. In the hood, like a lot of us think like we're real stuck in our ways, and we don't like to do anything outside of the norm because they gonna call us weird, or they gonna say we corny, or they gonna say like that's stupid. But a lot of those people in our culture are the people who was at the back of the classroom making fun of me because I'm asking the right questions to my teacher. So it's things like that hold us back. But
and athletes and artists are completely different. You know what I mean? Because think about it. Like I could say like back in the street ball era when everything was like cool and hard and whatever, we probably would have clowned how an actor thinks, right? And what they did in their last role, or what they got, that, you know what I mean? But was it bad? No, it's just how it's portrayed by that group of people. Yeah. So I think like when you're in the social media space, being around other people in it is a big thing because they get it and they're on the same grind. It kind of like motivate you because you'll become like whoever you hang with. Yeah. So I think that's
product of your environment.
You're proud of your environment. So I think that's huge. Just hanging with people who are in it
and who want better. Like
or want better just in general.
Yeah, like when you see a homie grinding and hustling and doing, you're like, oh, this ain't as hard as I thought it was. Like even when I met Ant a few times, but then we did a commercial together, and then we sitting there like, I'm like, bro, like this is what we be doing. Like this is them the people that we need to click up with and figure out. But you know, in our culture, we don't want to click up with
smoke,
man.
Competition, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm doing mine over here.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. When I got out of the street ball thing, like it was a breath of fresh air because everything was always like, you know, everything is always like heavy competition and beef and are you still nice and tests, and it was kind of a breath of fresh air to kind of be artistic, to do something different, and then just like be more heartwarm and impactful and give back to the people. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, that was a big breath of fresh air for me, leaving the street ball world, even though like it's still the root of what we do and I love it. I love my OGs and teammates, but it was a lot, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Hell yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to talk to you also about like, as people, I feel like once you get to a certain level, once you get to your stardom, we lose track of who we are as people. How do you stay so grounded given like everything you've done? Like there's a lot of people who have your level of success who act like shitbags. So what is your faith? Like what is it that keeps you so grounded to be like humble basically?
Yeah, I mean today is my faith for sure. You know, I became Christian in 2011. Okay. So that was like the pinnacle turning point of my whole life. You know what I mean? Trying to do things for God instead of do things for self. Okay. So yeah, I mean that's what I had attested to for sure. But I had those seasons before though, like you know what I mean, where like people had bad run-ins with me and probably have a bad view of who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, we're all evolving as people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're all evolving, and I think it's important to have grace for yourself too, right? Because like we can have a convo like this about how faith. I'll be like, yeah, man. I conduct myself because of X, Y, Z, or that person watching this had a bad experience with me. He might be like, this is fake, you know what I mean? But like the truth is, we're all human, and you gotta kind of like have grace for yourself, and it's important to be grounded just because even logistically, just like you said, what would we be without the fan following and for the people? So like now, like everything, I do it for God, but for the people, you know what I mean? Like before it was kind of like, you want to live your dream, it's for self. You want to get go as high as you can go for the glory of like, I did this, I did that. I'm trying to go far. But now it's all about serving the people and then being an inspiration and an impact and kind of viewing it more big picture. And then, you know, through that I treat people better because like it's for them. It ain't even for me. You know what I mean? So I think that's a healthier mindset.
Gotcha.
That's how it is for me.
I love that. For me, it's a little different. I'm an empath. I'm very, very like high on energy, and I can feel like when somebody else is feeling a type of way. I hate it. I hate how much I feel it. Like my sense for other people's emotions is real big. Okay. So like, it was two things I was growing up that helped me develop this. I was ugly and terrible at basketball.
You were ugly? You were a model, no?
Exactly my point. So I know what it was like to be an ugly duckling and terrible at basketball.
You know, it's always like that though. Models always, like, you see an old picture, you'd be like, whoa.
Yeah, bro.
You see an old picture of Frank, you'd be like, that's not you.
Yeah, bro. Like, it was crazy. Like, bad skin and everything. So, like, I say that to say, like, it changed me simply because, like, no bullshit. It changed me because I saw how, like, people are treated when you're not good looking and when you're terrible at basketball. So now
this is crazy.
So you think about it, it's our
basketball is bad.
It's our lane, bro. So it's like I know how people treat me now. I know what modeling things I've done. Like, I've modeled for the biggest brands. I've been on New York Times Squares, billboards. I've had a billboard on Sunset. I've been on the side of crypto. Like I've done big things now. So it's like, and now I am who I am. And now, like, I figured out how to accessorize and be, like, a better-looking guy, and now I'm treated with, like, the utmost respect. So, like, I never want somebody I
Which is sad. That's how it is.
Sad as hell, because it is how it is. That's what I'm saying.
The truth.
Bro, real talk. So, I never want somebody who I meet to feel, like, lesser than. So, like, my biggest compliment over the last, like, I want to say, like, 5 to 7 years is people's, like, when they meet me, they're like, oh, damn, man, you're a lot cooler than I thought. Like, I love that compliment, because it's, like, I'm human, bro, and a lot of people put us in this space of like, oh no, that's Frank Nitty. Bro, I'm Frank Concession. Like that, the Frank Nitty is who y'all see on the court. When you meet me off the court, I'm the coolest guy ever. I don't even think about my accomplishments. I don't at all. And when people bring them up, it kind of like make me weird because like a lot of the time I'm an asshole. So like I really don't want to like experience that. It's two different people. It's like Grayson and a professor. Like, it's just two different people. Like it's our entertainment. So a lot of that helped me like grow from that. But it's a crazy like environment to be in for sure.
That's dope, man. No, respect. I try to show other people love too, because I think a lot of time in the basketball world, like I said, there's an elite basketball mentality where it's like, if you ain't nice and I can't even respect your grind or your get down. So I try to show love to even people who aren't good at basketball or whatever. Because like you said, we're all human, right? Sport doesn't define you, you know what I mean? So I found a lot of gratification, a lot of being able to be an impact and inspiration to certain people when you show them love. Like somebody who just like, they're a hooper influencer, but like they ain't no numbers, that not really, you know, don't have a shot, you know what I'm saying? But I show them love the same. I follow them, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So I feel what you're saying. I love it.
It goes a long way, man. It goes a long way. I know everybody don't get to see that side of us. That's why I like, you know, having a podcast now, because we get to talk, we get to humanize ourselves, because a lot of people dehumanize us because of how talented we can be. And like, the things we touch.
I think so too. And like, I try to think like the older I get too, I try to make Professor and Grayson the same. I love it's the same person, right? Because like, I know what you're saying is separate. Like they view you one way, but you're this way.
Bingo.
But you try to just be one, you know, because a lot of people in entertainment are split. Think about rappers or people who got a whole
or actors.
MO,
this
but like
way,
they were family man at home. You know what I'm saying?
But he like for you in talking about Frank, he has to kind of be those two different people because when we do go play basketball,
You gonna be a killer on the court? Is that why?
Because he can't just come and just do it. I'm gonna just go play and ain't nobody gonna really worry. Everybody and mama got something to say to him.
Really?
So it's like, damn, I gotta come into this like with that mentality.
But I think that's within sport though. I don't think you're like I'll talk trash during the game.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Like he don't start it though.
I never
He be
do.
chilling and I tell people we on the free throw, leave him alone and it'll be a cool game. Yeah. Everybody have fun today. Somebody starts saying something. Now 40 points later, he got the whole gym laughing at this dude. Like it's bad.
Yeah.
So I'm curious. How did you like get out of that then? How did you get out? Like how did you get out of people treating you that way? Because like you can't tell somebody like, hey, stop. Like I don't want to compete with you every time at the highest level. You 22. I'm 40. Like you don't want to deal with that. How do you? Because I feel like if you got on the court to play fives right now, nobody would talk shit to you.
Oh really? No, it's worse. It's crazy.
It's worse.
It's super personal.
It depends.
Every matchup I ever played to current day is very. Okay, you know what though? Yeah, okay. Some people have respect and they're out there like just happy to be. It's split.
I never get that.
It's split, but then because some people are like, oh, I'm so hyped, I'm playing right here. But then a lot of times it's smoke. It's still
a thing with like nowadays, like with everybody that's watching YouTube and people watching the streamers, they're trolls. It's just a bunch of trolls.
A lot of trolls.
Like they don't even being on the court talking to you or him, that's not even what they truly feel.
Sometimes it is though. I'd say it's like 3 tiers. Some people really like, they'd be like, you ain't like that, bro. I seen all of it. It's whatever. They really believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like this is their time to shine. They're gonna have a career game.
They don't. They don't.
Well, you never know.
They're going to 11. They have a career game and now.
Bro, they make it. I have 9. They gonna turn up like you've never seen before, and then there's some of those people who like just troll for the camera. Yeah. They know can be a part of the video, and then others who are just happy to be there, kind of like laughing and giggling. But no, bro, it's always personal, bro. Like
we have a saying for Frank. Like I tell everybody, it's hard. It's easy to guard Frank when you're watching him on YouTube until you got to go guard him.
Oh, and then that cardio hit you.
He's still going 100%. Like
that's the annoying part though. I'm trying to find that lane. My last like year and a half, I've been trying to find that lane of just being cool. I don't want to argue. I don't want to do all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
Let's compete. Like I was just in the gym with Chris Paul the other day. There's not a camera in sight. Having a blast.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can put that out there. Be careful with that one. I bet he's coming off being injured.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
he's supposed to be
I don't know.
with Frank.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll go back to Kyrie. Me and Kyrie was in the gym last summer competing against each other a lot. Fire camera in sight. So like it just depends on when there's not a camera, boy, there was no animosity in there. It felt like when I was growing up, that's what we had. We didn't have like cameras where people had to act weird or indifferent. We were just in there competing and getting better. Or just for Kyrie, he's not getting better. He's just great. He's phenomenal.
He's just thinking of new stuff.
Yeah, he's just having fun with us. Okay, that's what we'll call it for him. But for us, like the regular guys, we're in there getting better and learning from Kyrie and things he's doing. So like stuff like that, I feel like it's so hard to go into a gym now as me. I'm gonna get the best defender every time.
Always.
Why though?
Like, you the man?
I'm not. There's so many more talented people than me now. Like there's so many more talented people. I just play harder and have a name.
Look,
I'm not listening.
I'm not gonna say like there's so many people more like have more talent. Talent?
Yeah, I like talent. But listen, these YouTube dudes is doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, but we have these conversations. This is why we.
But the higher you go, the more the target you got on your back. That's why still today I always feel like I have to live up to the name. It's always like.
So you still going crazy out there?
I feel like in basketball you always have to prove, like no matter what, you always have to prove yourself every time you come to the table.
That's fair.
Even LeBron, he was saying that every night he gets everybody's best game, but he has to be just as desperate as they are to get over. You know what I'm saying? Night in, out. So I think you're like that in your space right now. Like you're the street ball. You probably you and Hezzy the guy, right?
Yeah. I mean the big guys that people target and talk about the most. Yeah.
For sure, Hezzy.
Yeah. But people hate me too.
Well, they hate you because of they want to be your friend.
But think about it, though. Hate is natural. Think about what haters LeBron got. I got mad haters. Like I got wide range of. Like every single post we could break out right now, it's like, why is this dude not in the league? And then it's other than saying,
you're too good.
I need to play Steph. Other says he's garbage, you can't play it all.
So like that's what I'm saying. I'm always curious to like how people view you still, because like obviously I keep saying it, you're the top dog. So like I'm going to go through an experience what you're experiencing. So I'm just curious at your age and that would go away.
Oh,
it sound like it don't.
I get a lot of love though. Like I would say like, what is it? It's probably like, it depends where you go though too. Like I went to San Diego a few years ago, some hood run in San Diego. I didn't even notice the hoods up there in San Diego. Bro, these dudes were talking.
Turned up a little bit.
We were 100 yards away from the court. They yelling like, yo, we trying to get at you, bro. We played fives and lost. These dudes celebrated like it was game 7, NBA Finals. They were on the story like, yeah, man, who is this dude? Who is he?
No, we had a few of those.
This is the best.
At the Ballislife, we got some clips of those. We done lost that. We done lost. You know how you play 4 or 5 games typically, and we'll give somebody a 6 because they want to play us real bad.
Yeah.
They'll beat us to 6 game, and oh man, we don't hear the end of it, bro.
I think honestly, I don't think you ever can be proven where everybody's just like, oh, it's solidified. I don't think you can.
Yeah, I
don't think you can. To be honest, not in our space. Like maybe you like made the league and now you're coming there as an ex-player going half speed, maybe.
I don't think so.
Even then,
LeBron said it best. He said he stopped searching for unanimous validation a long time ago.
You can't. There's no such thing. Yeah, like even if Jordan had the most unanimous validation ever, but he didn't have the social media era, right?
Yeah, facts.
And think how many sports media outlets there are. They didn't have podcasts like this, so. Yeah. The game is hyper-analyzed every day, so there's all these like these different narratives that weren't in the fold.
Gotcha.
Back then, bro, I think how many sports media outlets were there worldwide? Like less than 100?
Facts.
Maybe less than. I don't know. I mean, you could talk about local radio, but even like that didn't make the narrative.
It didn't shake nothing.
How many nationwide sports narrative outlets were there?
Yeah, now it's like this. You could see somebody talking bad about Brown.
Tons of them. Tons of them.
You know what I'm saying?
And we know there's that the opinion will always be split. So I think that's the answer. I don't think never, bro. I do get a lot of love though when I go out there, but there'll always be people talking crazy.
That's all I care about though. I care about that. The love. Yeah. There's more love than hate right now. Like,
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But who knows though? The people be hating when you're not there, and then they get there and show love. So I
would rather
a lot of them.
I would rather that.
Yeah, that's cool.
When you see me show love and all that, and then hate when I'm gone. But like just like I'm still at I'm 35, and I'm at the age now where I get on the court. There's still animosity.
Yeah.
I have no animosity. I just want to help and move. At this point, that's all I want to do because there's nothing more I can do at this point. It's pretty washed, to be honest. So the last thing I wanted to ask before you go: top 5 street ball players ever.
Top 5.
Your top 5.
Yeah, top 5
and
ever.
Don't be biased. Okay?
Put you in there if you want to be in there.
Yeah,
like whoever you think nobody holding you.
Entertainment or we trying to win a
we
ship?
Going street ball.
So street ball is it?
Nope, y'all doing too much. Street ball. Whatever you think it is.
Both entertainment and games.
I'm gonna say
street ball.
I'm gonna put in entertainment because I feel like if you're in that lane, it should be that because like the best is in the league. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm gonna say. Dang.
I knew this was gonna trip you up.
I'm gonna say.
I got my 5.
Yeah, top 5 street ball entertainment is Skip to my Lou. Hot sauce.
How about so you gotta put hot sauce?
You gotta put hot sauce like change.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave myself out of it. Skip. Wait, Bone. Skip. Sauce.
Ooh, I thought you were gonna throw Bone in there. I was gonna get it.
I was gonna
get it.
You gotta throw Bone.
Bone in.
Listen, different.
Mm-hmm. My homie Escalade at the 5.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm gonna have to go for entertainment. Dang, it's gotta be like main event or helicopter at the 4.
I would go helicopter.
That's a small lineup. That's a super small lineup. But if I'm going all Showtime,
okay,
I think I'll go there.
But
it's just too hard.
Yeah, I wanted him to agree with me, and
it's so hard. No, look, I got Ali Mo, I got Headache, I got bro. There's Sick With It is mad. There's so many dudes that can
I'm going Bone.
Okay.
Ayo.
Okay.
Ali Mo.
How the hell do you not put
half man? I'm going half man. Ooh. I'm going half man, and I'm gonna go 50.
Oh, that's fire. That's fire though. 50.
Because you go get me. I got my 2 guards that's gonna be here with the handle, and then Ali Mo half man.
That's why
50
I wanted
is dog.
50 actually. NBA,
real game.
an
Him and
NBA
Alimo
talent.
did. Him and Alimo had real.
He gonna tell you he should be in the league, 50. But like honestly, him in his prime though, like in the pro-am, he might score 40 on. It might be an NBA player. He was actually nice like that. Like I feel like he doesn't get his props because with the way the marketing went, you only remember like 2 to 5 and 1 players ever, right? Most people. You guys are
deep in it.
Yeah, you guys are deep in it. I'm saying if you ask a casual, some people could just be like Professor and Sauce.
Yeah.
Skip and Sauce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Who they saw the most, or who?
Hot Sauce was like the most popular one.
Yeah,
he had
always was the headline.
Yeah.
Hot Sauce was different.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to shout out, give love to, man?
Oh man,
before we head out,
appreciate you guys having me on, bro. I think just follow me, man, on YouTube, Professor Live, all other platforms, The Professor, and stay tuned. I'm dropping Crossed Up University. I'm gonna be teaching the game online. Okay. If you go to crossover spelled out and number5.com, you can sign up right now, get a free video, and then you'll be notified when I drop my program. But it's free to sign up.
Ooh, that man good, ain't he? That man is good.
Well, man,
I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you.
Your fight.
Oh yeah, who your fight?
Because I wasn't tripping. I like y'all.
Hold on, let's do this. Since we touched the base, I want who's your top 5 now? Who out here now? That's your 5.
Do period.
Hold on, look at the camera when you say it too.
I'll do period first.
Okay.
I'll do period first,
all right.
then he can go. I'm going Bone. I'm going Half Man. I liked him a lot.
I love Half Man.
Hot Sauce. I'll go AO just because, and Helicopter.
That's a good team.
I missed 720.
You went like they're gonna win, right? That's a win. That's not.
That's a win. Yeah, that's
what do I like? You do.
If I'm winning, our prime objective, Half Man, got to be in the fold. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That 5 I got out of the
That's just how my brain works. But even when I played with Ballislife and we made,
we still hooping at the end of the day. So
I can't help it. I love to win, bro. It's something that's just in.
Who's your 5 now?
I know, to be honest, I'm not privy enough. If I was to say the 5, I'll just go with who I know. We gonna go like Frank. We go Hezzy. I know Ty Glover. I know Body Bag.
Them is the 12.
I got a 5. No, I got a 5.
I don't know who the 5th. I'm not. It's funny because like I'm in it, but not.
Oh, D-Bones. I take D-Bones.
No, I'm going the 5 best hoopers right now on YouTube. I'm going.
He's straight.
I'm going School. I'm going Hoodie Kale. I'm going Nas. I'm going Body Bag and Ty. I think those are the 5 most talented street ball hoopers right now.
I don't agree with that.
I say some dude.
I'm not saying they don't have
any of them.
I'm not saying
right now. Pick one person better than that 5. Pick one person better than the people in that 5.
Are you serious?
I'm just asking you to pick one person. I'm asking you to pick one person.
He's serious.
Pick one person.
Who I can't think of his name right now.
Who?
Duke better than him.
Duke gotta show me.
Come on.
No. I'm gonna tell you why. Let me tell you why.
You can't say that.
I'm not trying to hold you up. I'm gonna tell you why.
No, you're good about to say.
Let me tell exactly. We'll get to the name right now, bro. Because it be pissing me off. Duke take a back seat. And alphas don't do that. I've seen Duke take a back seat a few times. Alphas don't. Everybody I named ain't gonna take a back seat.
Everybody that you name will lose a game for you.
This should be crazy. No, they won't. Body Bag don't want us plenty of games.
Body Bag. Do you want to do this on camera?
Listen, we're gonna do this later, man. Thank you for pulling up, man. I appreciate you, big
my dog, bro.
That's an argument for a different day. That's a wrap for this episode with my guy, the Professor. Bro, appreciate y'all pulling up for me, man. Until next time.